Hello everyone, welcome. Welcome back to another episode of Golf Cart Garage with Tim. I'm your host. Looks like we already got people coming in the room. Tell me how my mic sounds, by the way. I made some adjustments. I've been hearing some people say that my mic was a little too low. I made some adjustments. I want to make sure that it's right now, so I don't have to talk loud. There you go. That's what I wanted, Rob. Thank you. Not having to talk as loud. I'd rather talk this volume rather than have to talk louder. So yeah, maybe we found it. Good deal, good deal. I'm glad we figured that out. I was just talking with Ayman, and we were going through some settings, and we think we found it. So yep, it looks like we may have. Let me check Facebook and make sure we're doing good. Kevin Rabbit on Facebook, loud and clear. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for stopping in. Sounds good, much better. Okay, cool. Yeah, we found some settings that the volume was turned down. All right, well, anyway, we come here every Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, if you need to remember it, Tuesday at 12 noon Central Time, and we talk about golf cart issues. I work for Golf Cart Garage. I'm also a member of a service that we offer at Golf Cart Garage. It's called Gearheads on Demand. It's a service where you can actually schedule a call with me and talk with me one-on-one if you think you need to. If you need to show me something, it can be a video call, if it's just a phone call, whatever you think it needs. If you need to speak, if you feel like you need to speak with me, or you feel like I can help you. And by the way, if I can't help you, you will get your money refunded, except for the $5 scheduling fee. You'll get everything refunded except for the $5 scheduling fee. But I can't help everybody, and I'm not going to charge people that I can't help. So don't worry about that. If I can't help you, then we will have your money refunded. All right. Let's see who we got going on over here. David Irwin. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. Gene Hansen. What's up, Gene? Sunny. It's a beautiful day here in Central Arkansas. Beautiful day. We've had several beautiful days lately. Galactic Technologies. What's up? Keith and Chris from Nashville will be from Palmetto, Florida for the next 5 months. Cool. Greetings all beautiful. 61 in Cabot. Yep, it's a really nice day here. Time for education. Hey, Kurt, what's going on, man? You about to get got things settled back down, or you about to get things back in order? I know it was chaos there for you for a while. Mike Irvin, MI6. We're at 55 in sunny southwestern Indiana. David Irwin, don't forget to hit the like. Well, thank you, David. Galactic Technologies 45, William Flowers, hello from South Alabama, and Overcast. Easy Mike to you, howdy folks. Hey Tim, sounds good today. Rob Cedar, sounds good. Galactic, sounds good. Hello Tim and good people. 84 in the Villages, William Rizzo. I did get a picture, William, that you sent me. I'm not featuring it today, but I still have it in my list. Hope all had a safe Veterans Day. I wish to extend my personal thanks for your sacrifices and all veterans everywhere, and glad you were home. Don't want to forget those on active duty. We appreciate you. That is correct, Greg Elliott. We do appreciate our veterans, and thank you very much for reminding me of that, to wish everybody happy Veterans Day, which was yesterday, wasn't it? I think it was yesterday. Hello everyone. 49 is sunny in Washingtonville, New York. Rich Eastman. What's going on, Rich? Larry England, Joe Foster. Awesome Tuesday in North Carolina. Hello and good afternoon to all the GCG junkies. I'm interested in your drag video. What's the YouTube? It's there's a couple of ways you can find it, Rob. You can look up my YouTube channel. It's Country Carts, but it's spelled kind of funny. Kuntrykarts, Country Carts. But you can also plug in T-Dog, TDAWG, Sleeper, and you'll see what it is. They'll all come up. Big Mike, what's going on, Big Mike? Let me check Facebook. Yep, we're still rolling over there. I'm having to use my regular internet today because the numbers didn't look too good on the other one, but they look good on my regular internet, so it's all over the place. So hopefully we'll get through it and we won't have a problem. Okay. This is Tuesday, by the way, November the 12th. So if you're watching us on November the 12th, Tuesday at 12 noon Central Time, you're watching us live. We are live right now, Facebook and YouTube. Joe Simmons. Oh, Kevin Salyer. Hey, Facebook was froze for me. Joe Simmons had hi from Dauphin Island, Alabama. Cool. Thank you for joining us, Joe. Let me check. Is Facebook still frozen? It looks like it kind of looks like it might be frozen to me too, Kevin. I'm looking over there at it and it looks like my timer's still running. So Kevin Rabbit, if you're over here on Facebook still, let me know if it's frozen for you. William Rizzo's birthday is Friday. Happy birthday to you. Early birthday, William Rizzo. Okay. We are going to get started with the regular questions. I'm sure that we will have some other ones that come up. So cool. Where are my questions at? Oh, if you would like to follow us on other social media platforms, you can, not just YouTube and Facebook. I'm running the other social media platforms right now in the bottom link. Yeah, I just got a notification that Facebook seems to be having an issue, but YouTube is fine. So we will get through it. I think it's working now. Oh yeah, it's working now. It snapped into place. Hey Tim, Sunny and 50, Daryl Kibler on Facebook. Good. Thanks for joining us, Daryl. Still looking good, Kevin Rabbit. Alan Lopez, Facebook is fine. Thank you, Alan. Not frozen on Facebook. Keith went over there and double dipped and got it for you. Okay, well it's not frozen now. It may have been though, because it looked like it was on my screen for a second. So we're good. We're rolling. All right, let's get started with the regular questions. We have some interesting ones today, and I'm sure we'll get to some other ones in the chat. Gave away a bag of swag last week. Remember, winner was Mason Grobe. I've been saying his name wrong. I've been calling him Mason Grobe. It's Grobe, but it's actually Grobe. So I talked with him, had a nice conversation with Mason. He's been coming here for a long time, and he did win a hat. He's the latest bag of swag winner. Question number 1. This is from DB. I have a battery set of 48 volts totaling 6 batteries, 8 volts, and they are dead. I have a great charger I bought from you guys that has been working perfectly to this point. I have a charger that has 6 volt and 12 volt, but not 8 volt. Can I charge up with the 6 volt for 10 to 15 minutes to try and raise the connectivity high enough to get my regular charger to kick in? Well, no, DB. That's not going to work. Trying to charge an 8 volt battery with a 6 volt charger, it's not going to get it high enough. You're going to have to charge it with the 12 volt charger, which is not recommended. But if that's all you got, if you don't have an 8 volt charger, you can do it with a 12 volt charger. Just set yourself a timer and do it for about 30 minutes on the 12 volt setting, and do about 30 minutes on each battery. You don't have to disconnect any wires, by the way, in order to do each battery. You can do each battery with your charger about 30 minutes at a time. But the 6 volt setting is not going to work for what you're trying to do. It's not going to get them high enough. Question number 2. From Nelson. I just bought a 2004 E-Z-GO TXT gas motor Las Vegas and noticed the drive belt is getting burnt from the exhaust pipe. He had a 4-inch lift put on it. What can I do to solve this issue, and how do I change the belt? This is the first car I've ever owned. Nelson. All right, Nelson, I'm curious to know why you told me Las Vegas. Did you mean that this is a Vegas Carts from the company, Vegas Carts? Because Vegas Carts has big bore engine swaps for gas golf carts. And I kind of feel like that may be why you said Las Vegas. If that's the case, then it's a whole different setup, than a regular golf cart. It's a complete custom deal, and the exhaust pipe may need to get rerouted, for your particular situation there with that cart. And most of the time on all regular golf carts, you don't even need any tools to take the belt off. You said something about how do I change the belt? You just roll it off because the clutches actually go in and out, so you can get slack, but sometimes if they're tight, you literally just roll it off of the driven clutch. Would be the rear clutch would be the closest. On the drive clutch, it's not going to be close to the edge, but on the driven clutch, the one in the rear, the belt's already close to the edge, so you put the car in neutral and you could just roll that big wheel and roll that belt off the rear, and then it would come off. But I would be interested to know if you mean Vegas carts, because it doesn't really make sense that you told me Las Vegas. So I wouldn't doubt it if that's what you're talking about. You're talking about one of those Vegas kart engine swaps. But I'm just assuming that because All Dog, good afternoon. Finally got my 03 Club Car DS project rolling. Cool. Is it an IQ system, All Dog? Or a series 03 Club Car? Number 3. From Billy S. Hello, I recently purchased a 6-inch lift and tires. I had nothing but stability issues, so I pulled it and went down to a 4-inch. The camber was not adjustable and way off, not drivable. I modded the shock tower to regain normal camber, and it still seems the steering geometry is way out on a turn with 1/4 inch toe in. I want to try a whole different brand 4-inch and was wondering if you crossed this before, and if so, what brand do you sell that will work? I'm 35-year plus experienced mechanic in industrial auto, last 7 years in side-by-side and marine. I'm beat here, new to the golf cart world and feel like a noob. Well, Billy, yes, all of us have run into that. You have to keep this in mind. You came from the side-by-side world and auto mechanic world. Well, the tolerances for those type of lift kits and those type of steering mechanisms in those are way, way more important and way closer than they are on a golf cart, because a golf cart is considered a LSV or a low-speed vehicle. So the tolerances aren't the greatest on a lot of lift kits out there. Now, some of them are better than others. It's kind of like you get what you pay for. It's like that old saying, you get what you pay for. Jake's makes really good lift kits. But a lot of lift kits do not, you're correct, a lot of lift kits do not have camber and caster adjustment. So Jake's Long Travel does. There's some that do. There's a lot of long travel A-arm lift kits that do have camber and caster adjustment. So if you want to get precise, you're going to have to spend more money on a lift kit, that's for sure. Because a lot of them, you're just stuck with whatever you get. When you install it, if the camber's off, that's where it's at. There's nothing you can do about it without modifications like you discovered. Although it's IQ, shorting wires going to the controller, rubbing together, made small naked plates on wires. Yep, I've seen that before. All Dog, was it happen to be in one of those sonic welds? It's what Club Car calls a sonic weld. There's a couple of sonic welds in the wiring harness on some small wires. I've had trouble with that, and they will drive you crazy. Bruce. I never have been brave enough to try to pronounce your last name, Bruce. Pionik? Bruce Pionik. Tell me if that's correct. Let me check Facebook over here. Alan Lopez, how to identify the marker of my lift and how do I know the size of the lift? 2013 TXT gas. Well, Alan, is the front part of your golf cart, where is the lift? Is it a drop axle? In other words, can you look at your axle? It's a TXT, so that means it has a straight axle that goes across. does the axle curve downward on each of the spindles, or is your axle straight across and you just got new spindles on each side where the spindle drops down? Or is it actually the axle that's curved down? But the bottom line is, to answer your question about the size of the lift, you just measure the drop. You measure that curve. And if it's not curved axle, if it's just two spindles that are coming down, measure the length of those spindles. Bruce says I got it right. I've never been brave enough to try it until today, Bruce, and I got it right. Well, thank you. I'm glad I got it right. Okay. Number 4. This is from Mace. I have a 2004 Yamaha G22 cart that shudders when going up an incline in forward gear. It can go up a hill fine in reverse. Could this be a worn spline in the differential? I doubt it. I doubt that, Mace. A G22. Can a G22 be a series wound cart? If so, that means it has a mechanical forward and reverse. And see, if it has a run toe switch, that means your controller is making it switch from forward to reverse, and there should be no difference in the power in forward and reverse if your car has a run toe switch. There should be not any difference in the amount of power to climb a hill, unless it's electronically governed down. Now, in your case, if it's a series wound car and it has less power in forward than reverse, I'm going to suspect a bad cable or a bad wire in your forward and reverse switch. It wouldn't be at all unusual for a cart 20 years old to have a forward and reverse switch issue if it's a series wound cart. I'd have to look G22 up real quick to see if they could be series. I'm not sure if they could or not. Number 4. That was 4. Number 5 is where we're at. Let me check Facebook before we go to 5. Paul Belva Gomez. What's going on, Paul? I have a club cart lithium and want to increase top speed. Well, tell me a little bit more about your car. What year and what kind of car it is, Paul? I mean, is it a DS car that you swapped to lithium, or is it one of the new club cars that came with lithium? You know, Larry LaCucaracha, what's going on, Larry? Morning. Starting to get chillier in California. Yeah, it's starting to get chillier here a little bit, but it's still real nice. It's still a very nice sunshiny day. 2019 new. Okay, Paul, well, if that's the case, then your car is going to be programmable to a certain point. But it's very likely that it's possible that only your dealer is going to have the programmer to do it. You could call around and see, but that's the question they're going to ask you. They're going to say, well, what year club car do you have? And you tell them, and they'll say, oh yeah, I have a reader or not, or I don't have a reader to program to get inside that controller to program you another speed in there. So you'd have to make some phone calls and check. But that's all you need to know, or that's what they're going to need to know, is a 2019 club car, and you're saying that it came with lithium, right? Or has it been swapped to lithium? Rob Cedar says his car, can hit 14 after eliminating the half-speed micro switch. Okay, I don't know if it's like that on a Yamaha or not, Rob, but that would be something else. That would be another possibility for sure. William Flowers, have a 97 Club Car DS series. Rear end feels like brakes dragging. Well, it could be. I've seen Club Car DS's hit a rock or a stick, hits underneath and bends some stuff down there, and the brakes actually are dragging. I've seen that. I've seen the rear end axle bolts, the U bolts, come loose, and the rear end twist every time you touch the brakes, and it makes it lock up. Higher speeds, it's exaggerated. Let's see. Ron says, after my lift, I adjusted the toe and camber to where it's supposed to be, and still feels like my car is all over the place with the steering, especially at higher speeds. It is exaggerated. At higher speeds, it is exaggerated. Well, you're talking about your toe in is 1/8. Well, you just have to look for slack, and a lot of times I'll do this. Like on the race car, it's extremely fast, so it's very important. So I set it perfectly straight. I don't even put any toe in. Just I make them perfectly even first, and then drive the car and see how it feels, and then I slightly toe in from there. So you might want to try that. Just no toe in. Although I assume that's what was smoking my resistor on my solenoid. Currently running it without the solenoid. Does the resistor need to be on? If so, should it be a pre-charged resistor? DSIQ. I don't remember if Club Car DSIQ has to have a resistor between, but they're all, that resistor is called a pre-charged resistor. What you can do, I know that if you had a Navitas controller in there, they don't even require a pre-charged resistor or the diode. I looked that up the other day on a wiring diagram for someone else. Just look at find you a stock wiring diagram for a Club Car IQ. And that's what I was looking at, but I think I was at the Navitas site. So that was with their controller. You'd have to find a stock one, and I probably have one, Dog. If you want to send me an email, let me type in my email here. Dog, that's my email address I just put in there. Send me a reminder, and I will take a look, because I'm almost positive that I have a wiring diagram for an IQ in my stash, and I'll give you a definite answer on whether or not that it calls for a pre-charged resistor and a diode. I know that when you switch to a Navitas, it does not, because I just looked at that like yesterday. But if you're running stock controller, it might. Okay, I was on number 5 or number 6, I think. Let me check number 4. Okay, yep, there's number 5. This is from Gregory. I have a 2001 E-Z-GO TXT cart with new batteries. They are fully charged, but the cart is still lacking some power. Any suggestions? What would be next? 2001 E-Z-GO TXT with new batteries. Okay, 2001 you could have 2 electrical systems. Yep, 2. It's going to either be series or PDS. I'd need to know that, and I would need to know I'd want to know, even though you said new batteries, I'd want to know your actual battery voltage. I'd want to know if the car is lifted with taller tires. I'd want to know if this just started all of a sudden. Did that same thing happen before the battery job? Was it still low on power? I just have a lot of questions in order to be more accurate there. Fully charged, but the car is still lacking some power. What would be next to look at? I'd have to have some more information before I could tell you what I'd look at next. Series or PDS, in other words, run toe switch or not. Oh man, I just said the word series, and it activated my phone, because my phone thought I was talking to S-I-R-I. I can't say it again because it'll activate my S-I-R-I again. That was weird. All right. William Flowers, brakes, dragging, backed off brakes. Now noticed a high-pitched whine that goes away when I let off the accelerator. Thinking now, pinion bearing, have a 1992. Okay, well, 1992 very well could be. That rear end could have a whole lot of hours on it. Usually, a bearing in the rear end doesn't make a high-pitched whine. That usually comes from a motor or a controller. But in your case, a 92 Marathon, is that a controller car or a resistor car? Because we could eliminate the controller right off the bat if that's a resistor car. But I have seen controllers, mainly in Yamahas, make a high-pitched whine, and I've seen motors make a high-pitched whine. And there's a bearing in the motor too. But normally, that makes a grinding sound. It wouldn't be described. We'll need to change out club car motor. So is it resistor or controller club car? And oh, wait a minute. Marathon rear end. Okay, so we're talking about two cars. Yes, a club car motor is not going to bolt up to a Marathon rear end. Both controller cars. Okay. Could be. I can tell you this. When a rear end in a golf cart is built right, when you've got new bearings, new seals, and the right amount of gear oil in the rear end, they can be completely silent. I mean, completely silent. So it could be something in there. Because the one on my race car is completely silent. But I changed everything in there, the gears and every bearing and all seals. Number 6. Let me check Facebook before I go to number 6. Okay. Rob Cedar, I forgot to email you a pic of my German Shepherd in my first cart. Well, I posted my email up there, Rob. Send it to me, and I'll feature it, because that's one of the new things we're going to do. Because I don't always get golf cart pictures, but I do get. So we started adding, the fact that you can give me a picture of your pet. Show me a picture of your. I don't know if y'all know it or not, but you've seen my dog. I'm a big dog guy. Oh, even my shirt. See my dog on it? Wait, where is it at? Right there. Even my shirt has a dog on it. Yeah, so go ahead. Send me a picture of your K9 companion in your golf cart. William Flower says, want to swap out rear end. You can swap them. I've seen them do it before. I've seen people do it before. Put a club car rear end in an E-Z-GO. It's not a complete straight up bolt on application, but it can be done. Trying to think of what are those things called that I saw somebody actually unweld the axle mount from a TXT and put it on a club car rear end, and then it did bolt up. You can trying to think of what those things called in welding. Like you have a round pipe, and then you have to put a half circle metal piece on the round pipe like that, and then you weld that up, the half circle, because there's a hole in the top of that circle for a bolt to go through. What's that piece called? This piece, it's called something in welding. I can't remember what it is. Saddle. Okay, thank you, Joe. I've saw people unweld the saddle off of a TXT rear end, put it on and weld it onto a club car axle, and then it will bolt up in a TXT rear end. Thank you, Joe. Okay, now I'm on number 6. This is from Justin L. I have a 2006 Club Car Precedent. Is that the same way? I would think that Rich. I would think it's the same way you would do a lot of things like that. Is you move the saddle, because the saddle is one of the main mounting points. But yeah, that will work. I have a 2006 Club Car precedent that shuts down while driving. I have changed the M core, but it's still intermittent. Batteries are new, and so are the connectors. To recover and keep it going, I push the throttle and it goes. What might be the next part to try? Number 6. Okay, well, if the M core has been changed, because that would be the first thing, it could be the solenoid, but the solenoid, you should be able to kind of narrow that down by one of my most repeated questions. Does the solenoid click every time, even when the cart fails? Like, in other words, when you said it's intermittent, and does it ever intermittent where you touch the gas pedal and the solenoid doesn't click and the cart won't move? Or is there ever a time when you touch the gas pedal or the accelerator pedal and the solenoid does click, but the car doesn't move? That would be my next question. And by the way, your cart is a 2006 precedent. Yeah, they can plug in a diagnostic tool and read your fault codes in that particular electrical system. Sounds like a battery's dropping out. Which one, Joe? Oh, one of the ones that I just did? Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. You're saying that okay, that was number 6. You're talking about this question. Let's see. Club car precedent shuts down while driving. I've changed the M core still a minute. Batteries are new, and so are the connectors. To recover and keep it going, I push the throttle and it goes. Well, you're right, Joe. But I just didn't go that route because he said batteries are new. But that's why I always want to hear the actual voltages on the batteries, because even when people tell me their batteries are new. So yeah, the symptoms could definitely be the symptoms of a battery dropping out. And just because they're new does not mean that that's not possible. Number 7. William, let me tell you the easiest way to put bearings in a rear end, and you decide for yourself which would be easier for you to unweld the saddle off of one and put on the other, or if it would be easier just to. I do not do the bearings in the rear end while it's still mounted in the cart. In other words, I remove the whole axle anyway. Take the whole axle and rear end and everything, and I have a table that my dad made for me, and I made little wood saddles on each end, so I can set the whole axle and rear end and differential in the saddles on the table, the special big wood table, and then I can take the pan off the rear end and get into the gears and everything right there and stand up and do the whole job. There's no way that I would try to do that while it's still mounted in the car. I'd take the whole axle out and put it somewhere where I can work on it. So if you've already got the whole axle out of the car, it'd be pretty easy to unweld the saddles, is what we're talking about. So to me, the way that I do it, it seems like it would be just the same amount of trouble either way. But I tell you what, it makes it a whole lot easier. Number 7 from Vince. I have a 1990 Yamaha G2 gas golf cart. I had one of those for quite a while. I liked it very much. I put a lot of hours on that thing. When I begin to accelerate, I get this jerking from the engine compartment until I get rolling, then all is fine. I'm thinking it's the drive clutch. What do you think? Do I need a special bolt to remove the original clutch? Thank you. Well, we'll answer that question first. Yes, you do need a clutch puller bolt to remove the clutch on that cart. Now, the problem with a G2, normally I would say, well, you're going to have to crank the car in neutral and watch your clutches, and you should be able to see where the jerk's coming from. But the problem with that is on a G2, it's going to be difficult to do because the way the body has to come up, so you can't really drive the cart. Well, how could you do that on a G2? You can raise the body and crank a G2 in neutral just by putting it halfway in between. And you can watch your clutches then and see if you can see where the jerking is coming from. See if, watch the smooth operation of both clutches. One squeezes in while the other opens up. I mean, and go up and down on RPMs and see if they're both operating smoothly. You might be able to see the jerk where it's happening there. But in other cars, you could actually drive it. If it wasn't a G2, you could drive them with the seat off. You could actually drive it and put you some kind of board or something on it so you could watch the clutches and see what's jerking when you're trying to take off. It's just going to be a little difficult to do that on a G2. You might have to get creative with something to look at that. I do like G2s though. I had that cart for quite a while. G2 gas. Number 8. Number 8 is from Eilish. I have a Club Car 2000 DS48, recently getting a stuttering as I go up a steep hill. Opened V-Glide, adjusted wiper arms, was not reaching last pad. But even after adjusting, the problem persists. Does this in fact sound like the V-Glide? Eilish. No. Not to me. To me, that sounds like a battery or a battery-related issue. I would have a question after you adjusted it to going the wiper arm going to the last pad. Was the cart faster on top end? Because it should have been. It should have been faster if you weren't going to the last pad. Not necessarily more power and not necessarily going to fix the stutter, but it should have been faster. So the stutter is usually caused by a battery-related issue. Could be a battery cable. Could be battery dropping out, battery that's just not holding quite. What kind of car are we talking about? 2000, that's going to be a 48 volt car, so you're going to have 6 8-volts or 4 12s. You might want to put a voltmeter on there on each battery, put it up in the seat with you, drive the cart, make it stutter, and see if you can find one battery that's doing something weird during the stutter. All right. Oh, I hadn't been on Facebook in a while. Let me go over here. Yeah, we're still rolling over there. If we were frozen, we're good now. Number 9. This is from Jose. I just bought a new Evolution golf cart. Well, good luck with that. Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. And I would like to adjust the max speed. What do I need to buy and to be able to do that? Navitas controller. It's 48 volt lithium battery pro version. Okay, I went and did a little research on, so before I even tried to answer that question, because not very many people know a whole lot about Evolution golf carts. So I went and looked at the Navitas site, and I didn't see anything for an Evolution golf cart at the Navitas site. So the first thing that I would do would be call an Evolution dealer and ask them, do they know of a compatible controller that you can adjust yourself, or can they get in your existing controller in your Evolution and do some programming and make it faster? They may be able to. They may be able to get in your existing controller. I don't know. All right. Number 10, the last scheduled question. This is from Alan. I have a 2006 Club Car DS and I want to upgrade the motor. I use it sometimes to hunt, so I'm interested in more torque than speed. Currently has 4 12 volt batteries and I'm going to convert to 6 8 volt batteries. All right, we'll take this one at a time. 6 8 volt batteries is going to have more run time than 4 12s. 4 good 12s is just as good as 6 good 8 volts. But as far as longevity goes and the amount of distance the cart can travel, 6/8 is a little better. Your golf cart's going to go further on 6/8. It's going to last longer before you need to recharge it on 6/8 than 4 12s. Not a whole lot, but it's directly related to the amount of lead you're carrying around. 4 12s, believe it or not. I know the 12s are bigger, but it's still less lead than 6/8. It's still less lead involved. And in longevity, it's already been proven, like over the years, that 4 12s don't last as long as 6/8s do in years. So what I'd want to know, what is your reason for going to the 6/8s? Because it's not going to have anything to do with you going hunting and needing, wanting torque. So let me go back to the question. 2006 Club Car DS, I want to upgrade the motor. Well, if you sometimes use it to hunt, well, upgrade the motor to a torque motor then. That's what you want. If you're not worried with speed, I mean, I love people that try to set their golf carts up correctly. And if you're going to do hunting or you're going to creep around in the woods, you need to start with a big controller and a torque motor rather than anything having to do with speed. You'll be way better off. Your whole electrical system will run cooler. Joe Simmons, which one can be programmed with a programmer, adjusted with a program? You talking about evolutions on Facebook? But yeah, you'll be better off with a torque motor in that situation for sure, because a torque motor is not going to get near as hot if you were trying to run something that had a bunch of speed to it. Because in general, torque motor has high horsepower but less RPMs on the same voltage. Like, in other words, it'll be a certain voltage if you hit it with 36 volts. Then it's going to be a little more if you hit it with 48 volts. There's some torque motors out there that can handle 36 or 48 volts. So you can adjust your RPMs that way. So in other words, if your car's 36 volts and you put a torque motor in, it's not quite fast enough, you got to then do a 48 volt conversion, and maybe it will be, and you'll have more torque and more speed. Okay, Joe Simmons, I'm assuming you're talking about the evolution there, Joe, that can be programmed with a programmer. Okay, that was the last regular question. Let me run social media links again. You can follow us, give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already on YouTube or Facebook. Give us a thumbs up. There's some social media links. You can follow us on other platforms. Okay, that's what I thought you were talking about, Joe. So they can be programmed. I have never had an Evolution in my shop. I know they exist. I know that they are out there. Are they? Do you know about them? Are they owned by Icon now? Is that all the same thing? Evolution and Icon? Is that basically the same company? They switched the name or something like that? I seem to remember something about that. If you'd like to buy a hat from Golf Cart Garage, you can. Occasionally we give them away on these episodes. We gave one away last week. I'll let you know when we're going to give the next one away. There are some links in the description that'll take you straight to the hats. There they are, bam. There's some links down there below that if you'd like to buy one, you can. Or you can, if you're feeling lucky, you might get here on hat day and you might win one. All right, let's see. Normally I say let's see some carts, but I don't have any cart pictures, so we started including carts with pets. So any of you want to send me a picture of your golf cart or your canine companion or your kitty companion in your golf cart, we will be glad to even show those. This is our own Dave that works with us. Dave, everybody knows Dave. This is Scooby. Scooby is obviously a big boy. This is a Rox 4-passenger kit that he's sitting in. I hope that cart has heavy-duty leaf springs on it, Dave. because he's a big boy. This is a, it's a 2-in-1 seat kit by Rocks. It actually is a small cargo box, and then you fold it up, and it's a 4-passenger kit. You see the seat rest in the back there? William Rizzo says, I have a friend that has an Evolution and had his controller adjusted to 27. Okay, cool. Yeah, Joe says yes. I think you were saying yes about the icon question that I had, because I think they're the same. Or they switched over to icon, or it's not Evolution anymore, and now it's icon. Something like that. I just know that they're lots of dealers are popping up. Joe says, I just had one program, went from 25 to 34. You can also adjust the region and the ramp speeds. Okay, cool. Yeah, well, that person just needed to go to question number 9. He just needed to get in touch with an icon or an Evolution dealer. And that'd be the easiest way to do it. If you can make that much difference, that's almost 10 miles an hour. Scooby, I think, has been featured on some of our social media stuff before, but we're featuring him again. And I'm sure that we'll feature Dino again. So anyway, y'all send me pictures of your canine companion or your golf cart, or both. Send them to 00timfreeman@gmail.com, and I'll get those, and we will feature them and we'll make them internet famous. All right, that was that. If you'd like to contact us at Golf Cart Garage for any reason, here is the email address. support@golfcartgarage.com is the one that goes to the straight to golfcartgarage.com. But if you wanted to send something straight to me, it's 00timfreeman@gmail.com. But I'll get it either way. If you send something to support@golfcartgarage.com and then put attention Tim in the subject line, I'll still get it. I mean, I'll get it either way. And then there's the phone number. Joe says the Evolution AC system uses a Curtis controller, so that can be read. That may be able to be manipulated with a regular Curtis controller reader rather than having to go to an icon dealer, is what I would think. Unless they've got some kind of proprietary plug, which I wouldn't doubt it. If you would like to, well, let's go to the Eco batteries. We sell Eco lithium batteries at Golf Cart Garage. So if you're thinking about going lithium, go check them out. They're 10% off across the board. It might be a good time for you to go lithium if you've been considering it. Lithium, there's lots of competition out there, so give us a try. I talk to people every day that have done the lithium swap with Eco, and so far I've had really good positive feedback with it. Also, go look at our double take products we have at golfcartgarage.com. There are several products there that are up there. There's varying sales going on different products. They're up to 15% off on double take products. Look for a garage sale section. I'm not really sure if we still have the garage sale going on, but if you do see something about garage sale, click on it. There's going to be some reduced price items in there in the garage sale. And if you would like to use a coupon, if you'd like to use a coupon at golfcartgarage.com for buying any kind of parts or anything like that, this is a 5% off parts coupon if you use the code TIM26, TIM26. This code expires on December 3rd, 2024. I can't believe that it's that late in the year already. I can't believe that it is November the 12th. Get 5% off any parts you order if you use the coupon code TIM26. Years go by faster and faster. Every single year goes by faster. And it seems like it accelerates as you get older. That is amazing that it is that late in the year already. I remember doing this show not too long ago, And I was saying, I can't believe that it's already May, that it's about to be boating season. Well, now I can't believe that boating season is almost over, and it's going to start getting cold. Kurt, the eco batteries come cart specific. So in other words, an 88DS is going to be the same battery configuration as a 2000 DS. So you would order an eco battery for a DS, and it would come with everything you need in order to get installed in a DS. DS battery configuration has been the same for many, many, many years. So you would get an eco battery situation for a DS. Then you'd be good to go. Galactic says that's so true, Tim. Yeah, without the exponential speed on years. Yeah. All right, guys. We are getting out of here on time today. This was Tuesday, November 12th. I will see everybody again. The breaks keep coming on more about every decade, too. Yep, that is true. Looks like I'll be here back on the 19th, 7 days from now, on Taco Tuesday on the 19th. That's when we'll be back. All right, guys, thank everybody for coming. Please, I appreciate each and every one of you. Kurt, I'm glad you're better, or you're at least getting back settled in your routine. Hopefully, that's all you have to deal with for the rest of the year, Kirk. I don't know. I don't know how long the season goes on where you're at. But you had your share. You don't need any more. Jimmy Stokely on Facebook. What's going on, Jimmy? Thank you for stopping in. Yep, everybody stay safe. I will see you next week. Garage is now closed.